Hello everyone, it's Balar, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about dodging long coast. So, what is long coast? Well, the coast has 9 layouts, and as the name implies, long coast is the longest of them. But what's important to know is it is the longest of them by a significant margin. For example, the next longest coast layout, which is what I refer to as right stairs U-turn layout, takes about 48 seconds to do on average. Long coast takes about 62 seconds to do on average with proper pathing. The other layouts, not including long coast and the U-turn layout, take about 37 seconds to do on average. This is for them as a group, not for each individual layout by itself, as there are some really quick layouts, such as the pocket layout that you'll see in a little bit here, that takes about 30 seconds on average to do, and then there's also what's called the shortcut layout, which takes about 32 seconds or so to do on average. So as we think about dodging long coast, the first thing we need to be able to do is to identify what long coast is, and then once we identify it, we are going to reset. We're going to log out and reset coast and run it again. The reason why we do this is because it's going to be faster in all circumstances, but if you roll long coast again. If you roll long coast again, I would recommend resetting it one more time and trying for not long coast. If you hit long coast 3 times in a row, congratulations. You've hit a 1 in 729 chance of happening. So that's a pretty low chance, and you just have poor RNG. And at that point, I'd recommend you probably just reset your entire run and go again. So the first thing we need to know about identifying long coast is what way these stairs are pointing. Right now, these stairs are pointing to the right. Long coast can only occur when the stairs are pointing to the right. There are 6 layouts that happen when you have right stairs, and long coast is one of them. With the left stairs, long coast won't happen, and actually all the left stair layouts are relatively quick at about 36 seconds or so for the 3 of them combined. That's pretty solid, and we're a fan of those. Right layouts have the quickest layouts, but they also have the slowest layouts, so it's a bit more polarized than the left stairs layouts. So when we come out of coast, we're paying attention right away to the orientation of these stairs. Like I said, these are right stairs because they point towards the right. The next thing we're going to do whenever we come out of right stairs is we are going to head north-northeast. That is the sort of the position between north and northeast, so roughly right around here on the screen. As we head north-northeast, we're going to pay attention to what this upper wall right here does as we move past it. So you can see it both with the tabbed out minimap and the minimap in the corner here. So when I move, I'm going to move about a screen here and just pay attention to what's happening with this left wall as I go. So you can see that this wall keeps heading straight northwest. Like so on the minimap, as here, like this. When you are in long coast, this wall will head in roughly a straight line to the northwest without any sort of major deviations. There might be like a little bump or indent in it, but it'll, generally speaking, like the line heading northwest will be fairly straight. Now, at this point, I am worried that we actually might have a long coast. This would be a good for example's sake. So how am I going to tell from here if there is long coast? Well, I'm going to go back to the start. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to head north-northeast for about 2 screens. If I can see terrain on the sort of other side over here, where the fog of war kind of is, if I can see like mountainous terrain, I know already that I'm not going to have long coast. If I can't see anything after heading north-northeast for about 2 screens, I'm going to be worried that I'm in long coast, and I'm going to reset it. So we'll see what we have here. As I go, I see stuff already about a screen away from where I started. That means that this is not going to be long coast. Instead, this will be a different right stairs layout, which is called the pistol layout. As I go up, you'll see that. And I'll give a quick overview of all these layouts in a second here. But we're going to try fishing it for one more time just so you can see what I do with the long coast read method. So again, here I'm going north-northeast. This is roughly straight line to the northwest. I'm worried about long coast. I'm going to go out about another screen here to see if I can see any content. I cannot. There is nothing over here. So this is actually long coast. And you can tell long coast by going a little bit further and seeing that there's this arcing dome here. Now the reason why it's called long coast is because you have to go all the way over here. You have no sort of like dash or leap skill to get around this at this point, and you have to follow this thing all the way around down here to the waypoint. And it takes a really long time, 62 seconds on average. So that is long coast. And you can see there how I went about thinking about the method, which is from the start, I go about 2 screens north-northeast, roughly around this point. I pay attention to what happens to this wall. You can see that even though this wall is slightly curved here, it's mostly a straight line to the northwest. If after going 2 screens north-northeast, you don't see any content up here on the minimap, like I wouldn't be able to see anything here, then you know you're going to be in long coast and you should log out and reset the zone. So let's do a quick overview of all the other layouts so you sort of have a decent idea of what things look like. So we're going to pull up long coast first. You can see this is the layout that we were just in. It's a little bit different of a photo. You'll see that it's a right stairs layout. You can even see that on the minimap. The northwest wall, or the wall here, heads to the northwest. And if we were to go to about 2 screens out, which is right here, we would not be able to see any mountainous terrain here. As a result of this, I know it's long coast and I'm logging out. The next layout we have here is what I call the mirror shoreline layout. And the reason why it's called this is because there is a left stairs layout that is essentially the same thing as this, just with a left stairs orientation. The way you path through it's the same, you just head along the bottom here. But you can see right away here something different than long coast, where this left wall, the wall connected to the entrance, heads to the northeast. As soon as I see that, I am not worried about long coast anymore. Here is the other layout, that pistol layout I was mentioning, that has sort of the same start, or it can have the same start as long coast, where this wall attached to the entrance heads to the northwest in roughly a straight line. The difference is as I head north-northeast from the entrance about 2 screens, I'll be right around here. I'll be able to see this content already. At this point, I know it's not long coast, and I'm going to navigate through the zone. The next layout is called the pocket layout. And this pocket layout, you'll see there's like a little pocket above the entrance here. Right away, you can discount this being long coast because this is a pretty significant like a detour indentation from the line. If long coast ever has an indent, the indent's going to be pretty minor, like almost like that on the screen here, instead of something major like this. Next, we have the shortcut layout. And in this shortcut layout, the wall connected to the entrance heads north or northeast. As a result of this, you can sort of, like initially it heads north-northeast. We can discount it immediately because the wall in long coast will always head like pretty aggressively northwest. The next layout we have is the U-turn layout, which is the second longest layout, and it looks a little bit like long coast initially, but as you get to about right here, which is about a screen away from the entrance, you'll see that this like really like veers off this way, and you can discount it as long coast already. At this point, you'll have to determine whether this is pocket or U-turn, which have different navigation routes, and you'll be able to do that pretty quickly by just, keep on going here. So those are all the right stairs layouts. So again, the method that we do here is we come out, we pay attention to what orientation the stairs are. If it's not a right stairs layout, you don't have to worry about long coast. We're going to move about 2 screens north-northeast from the entrance. We're going to pay attention to this entrance, like this left entrance wall. If it's relatively straight, like this one is, and it heads to the northwest, we want to be on the lookout for long coast. As we come out to about 2 screens, which is right here, if we don't see any content, like mountainous content this way already, we know we're in long coast and you want to log out and reset it. So that's essentially how I identify long coast. I'm going to try and fish for one right now, You don't have to keep watching this video at this point. It's done, but this will just be an example as I go through. So I'm heading 2 screens northeast right now. I see it heads relatively straight. I'm going to head 1 more screen over because I'm about 1 screen away from the entrance at this moment. If I don't see any content, I know I'm in Long Coast. So I know I'm in Long Coast, and I'll prove this by showing you as I run forward more northeast. You'll see that arcing dome that I was mentioning, and the ledge will extend all the way this way and force me to sort of follow this left wall up and around. So here's that arcing dome, and then as we follow it, the only way we can get around is to follow that left wall up. And that is Long Coast. Hopefully with this tutorial, you'll be able to figure out what Long Coast is, log out, and reset it more efficiently so you don't have to deal with the beast that is Long Coast. Take care.